It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. It's Tuesday, the 4th of November, AD 2025. Is that Hake? Nope, it's not Hake. I do not. I have surfed before. I don't disclose how. I don't disclose whether that's me. Anyway, that's just a desktop. It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, and we're gonna have a fun loosey-goosey The Hake Report on this beautiful day in the neighborhood. Bill voted yesterday. He said it took 2 seconds. It's just one thing to vote for in the world. It's the stupidest thing in the world, he said. Bill being the co-host of Punchy TV and the engineer. I called him Black. And then Derek furrowed his brow and said, he's light-skinned. He's mixed. Yeah. I ain't mixed. I'm an N-word. N-I blank blank A. So, nice. Thank you, guys. The views expressed on Hake. The views and attitudes here do not represent the Hake. I don't even represent myself. All right? And nor does it, obviously, does it not represent JLP, you know? Or Bond, or Anchor Baby, Derek, of course, or even Bill, or Doug, or anybody. So, nice. But you can call in, and callers don't represent, they represent themselves, or do they? They're so kooky. Just kidding, callers. What's up, C-Sal? Hopefully you can call in with a clean phone connection one day, by and by. Whatever. Nice. Yeah, so just relax, okay? Take everything that you hear, think, and see, and read, specifically on this show, but also in life, with a grain of salt, because it may not be true. Most of the time, it's not. Info may be false, presented here, and we may present it as true, but it may be false. All right? So I may say something convincingly, but you could be wrong. You could be wrong in believing me. Sucker. You sucker. That's the, I heard that that's the culture of the Chinese. If you get suckered, that's your fault. So anyway, relax. It's just Hake. And shout out to the Chinese. We love them. Nice. So I think that we're pretty well set. So anyway, guys, let's just get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys! So, how you guys doing? I'm fine. I got my anyone with anger, meaning a man, which it means woman too, with anger is a murderer. Nice. So you flat earthers who hate us globies, and you anti-Zionists who hate us Israelis. I'm not Israeli, but stop it. You think you're better than a woman and children bomber. You're not. You're not better. You're not better than us. Relax. Don't get nervous now, as my former teacher, Afro-American music history teacher, said, don't get nervous. All right? Relax. Be cool. But you can get yours, if you so please, by going to jessieleepeterson.com/show. All right? jessieleepeterson.com. No. Well, you can, but jessieleepeterson.shop. All right? I'm absent-mindedly saying stuff. It's a JLP JLP shop T. All right? Shout out to the Fallen State producer for making that. Nice. If we mosey on over to the HakeReport.com, and you're welcome to call in. You're welcome to super chat. Some of you already have. In fact, let me read this super chat real quick since it's kind of nice. Let me give a little somewhat instant gratification to CSAL, who CSAL said, here, watch. Real quick, if I mosey on over to, what is this? What would it say? Here's the fan funding. CSAL Adito said, Hake, when will you tell us the story of how SEAL Team 6 rescued you off Kilimanjaro? Question mark, exclamation mark. Strong white Latina arm emoji. XD, where scrunched eyes and big smile laughing emoji. Didn't I already tell you this story? SEAL Team 6 came to rescue me. That is to say, search and rescue. There was a helicopter. There were volunteer guys with like the fire department or whatever. And I was jogging along, running with my friend. He was all Christian. Eleazar, doxed. And we were running for practice. It was Pasadena City College I was attending in 1999. Alpha. Jesse walked in, stepped through this door and said, what a beta. And so I said, Alpha. And we missed the turn. There's different forks in these trails up north of the Rose Bowl, the beautiful Rose Bowl. And it's called Dark Canyon, also known as Bear Canyon. We didn't see any bears, but it sure did get dark. This was like September 1999 or October. Fresh out of high school. We're like freshman runners. Let's see. Dark Canyon, Bear Canyon, above the Rose Bowl. Let's find out if this is true. Let's find out if there's any truth to this. The query Dark Canyon, Bear Canyon likely refers to two different trails. One is Bear Canyon in the Angeles National Forest, a popular hike not far from the Rose Bowl. The other is Dark Canyon Wilderness in Utah. No. Not Utah. So Bear Canyon Trail near the Rose Bowl, accessed via Angeles Crest Highway from La Cañada. Oh, really? I don't know. So anyway, let me show you the Rose Bowl Trail. Let's find out. There's the loop. No. Because there's a park right outside the Rose Bowl. Let's go to these maps and see if we can show you guys. Okay, nice, yeah. So here's the Rose Bowl right here. There's also a park down this way. Very nice park. You can park in this vast parking lot, and you can take this trail along there's a wash right here. Right here, this thing is a wash. See that? A wash being like a river that has been, I feel dizzy looking down it. I feel like I'm looking downwards, but backwards downwards, and off to the right backwards. But It's so cool. And the water runs through it, and sometimes people get swept away on rainy days. But you can also go north. And so we went north. You go south all the way down to South Pasadena and even further. And it's very nice. There's other parks and stuff. It goes underneath the freeway, apparently, or something. Yeah, it does go underneath the freeway. It's awesome. Cool old bridges and things. I used to play soccer down this way with some friends. Probably around here, maybe. Not sure. Yeah. Nice. Right around this way. And here's South Pasadena. But if you go... This is all east of LA, okay? If you go... Where was I? So here's the Rose Bowl, I think. And you go up here. You go up into these trails. I don't see any non-residential area, but somehow we got lost, okay? And... yeah, it must be up in here. Wow, we went pretty far. I mean, we did go like 5, 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles maybe into the canyon, and then we're supposed to like get picked up around here in these hills, I guess, or turn around and come back. We knew that we could just turn around and come back. All right, so it got to be getting dark, and we're like, I think we're lost. Not that we were lost, it's just that we missed a turn. We knew exactly how to get back, okay? We weren't lost. We just didn't really want to run back in the nighttime when it's dark and, So it's getting kind of cold. It's September, it's fall, October. And so I put my knees in my shirt, he put his knees in his shirt, and we kind of tried to sleep back to back. Keep warm on the knoll, this hill. And so it was fine. I was hoping that they just ignore it. But no, they called search and rescue. My mom was all worried. Psh, please. We're grown. I knew where I was. So, yeah, they picked us up and took us home. Got home around like 10, 11, 11:30. And she said it was the worst 3 hours of her life or something like that. My mother. Shout out. Nice, huh? So, yeah, there's a little bit of wilderness and mountains and stuff. We have the mountains or in hills, Angeles Crest over there. And then we have the city, and then we have the sea. There's Malibu, Santa Monica, Manhattan. Rancho Palos Verdes, very nice. Long Beach, Strong Beach, Huntington Beach, Newport, Laguna Beach, Dana Point. This is getting down into Orange County. There's Camp Pendleton, the San Onofre, which is near San Clemente. Nice, huh? Nice. Beautiful California. And the dumb liberals. It's so ridiculous. These liberals want to take credit for like God's creation when they just took over the area by dishonest means. More dishonest even than the founders who took over America. We weren't really dishonest, I don't think. Us founders, as if I was a founder. So that's your story. And it wasn't SEAL Team 6, and it wasn't Kalamazoo. What's that? Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro volcano in Tanzania. No, we were on a grassy knoll. What's a knoll? And then we got to get into the story, okay? Define. A knoll is a small hill or mound. A grassy knoll. Yeah, that's the only use for it. So that we could be under the stars. There was no moon. There might have been a moon, but there was so much tree cover that it got dark in the canyon. And the hills and things. Cool. Thank you, Sal. Hake's rescue story. Hake's search and rescue story. And, like I said, I got a call from the media days later, or the next day or whenever. And I'm like, oh yeah, thanks to the police. Because my mom said, the police have been under attack. See, the police have been under attack for a long time before I was even aware of really politics much. I was aware that Bill Clinton was a bad president, all right? I wouldn't have voted for Bill Clinton had I been a grown man. I became grown right in time to vote for W. Bush. He was better than Gore, okay? Gore would have been horrible, even worse, all right? So relax. But just a side note, the cops have been under attack since before you were a baby. All of you. I bet you the cops were under attack even during the early communism days of anti-slavery stuff. So even when Stephen from Maryland was a baby, before he was a baby, the cops been under attack. So I made sure to thank the cops because my mom told me to. Terrible. They get all this negative media attention because the media is a bunch of commies. So thank you again, Ladito. Very nice. You probably, pardon the boring information. It is election day, blah, blah, blah. We'll find out if New York goes full-blown communist. They already did, right, once, because they got Bill de Blasio. New Yorkers are ridiculous. New Yorkers aren't smart, nor are LA people. Election day, please. And where else? Virginia and some other state. Is New Jersey? I think New Jersey is on the ballot. New Jersey may pick a woman, Mikey Sherrill. Who is this gal? Is she... Okay, so she's something. She looks like a white woman. Don't be fooled. Rebecca Michelle Mikey Sherrill. American politician, former naval officer, affirmative action, former federal prosecutor, serving as a U.S. representative for New Jersey's 11th congressional district since 2019. Suburban and exurban. Does exurban mean boonies? Born in 72, west of New York City, okay? 53 years old, married to Jason Hedberg. And why does she not have his last name? His claim to fame is being Mikey Sherrill's husband, ensnared in massive naval something or other. Don't know, don't care. Pardon me a hiccup. And so, okay, and so look at this manly-looking guy who's running against her. And he's a Trump supporter, but she's not favored. So that's what's going on with the election. How do you pronounce his name? Jack Ciattarelli. Pardon me, it looks Irish, and so does, it looks, not Irish, Italian, and so does his hairline. Nice hairline. 63 years old, born in 61. Giacchino Michael Jack Ciattarelli. I feel like I maybe should look up how to pronounce his name, but I don't want to waste your time. Had I been interested, I would have done it beforehand, right? But right on. American politician, pro-Trump, and we'll see if he loses, like he's, I guess, projected to. They try to say that type of stuff to break your spirit, though, so you better go vote, New Jersey-ites, unless you're a silly liberal. Obama supported the woman, of course. A male Democrat, how embarrassing. I was thinking about how Obama was like, either like or actually the worst president in American history, right? Then we have this Winsome Earl-Sears, Earl with an E, Early Sears. Former Democrat Rep Abigail Spamberger is going to beat her, maybe. Winsome Sears, black woman. Not particularly pro-Trump either, from what I understand. Kind of anti-Trump. So she's kind of like a normie rhino Republican black woman. Psh, a female businessman, politician, Marine Corps veteran. But the great Rick from Hampton, VA, voted for her like a sucker. Shout out, Rick. And then, of course, in California, JLP stated with a resounding voice, vote no, don't fall for Gavin Newsom's tricks. It's so ridiculous how they accuse the Republicans of gerrymandering, right? And it's not true. They're the ones doing it. We try to correct the gerrymandering because they pollute the country and the voting population and the representation power of the country with foreigners. And foreigners who are, they have no love for these foreigners. A lot of the foreigners turn Republican, by the way. By a lot, I mean a tiny minority, but it's still a lot. A tiny minority can still be a lot. Teeny, tiny, negligible minority, but nobody is negligible. But in terms of the voting power, so-called, they just corrupted America permanently, you know? Because these end up being useful idiots. And then the children of the whites become useful idiots, either for communism or turning anti-Israel. I chuckle at that. I say it slightly facetiously, but not totally facetiously. Because you guys are like ridiculous. You think you're awake, but you're still hating. It's not awake. Republicans have enacted new maps in 4 states for a potential net gain of 9 seats. So we'll see what happens. It may pass resoundingly this week, the Proposition 50, but if you're Californian and you're able to vote legally, quote unquote, then do vote against Proposition 50. Obama was for it. You know, I saw some advertisement. In fact, you probably saw it on one of the, you know, if you're watching YouTube or Instagram or whatever, you probably saw it. Democrats, yes on 50 ad. Real quick. Let's find it. YouTube. And then I'll get to your calls and different things, and I'll get to why you want to treat Jews right. Yes on 50 ad. Let's find it. Yeah, this is probably it. That's just Barack Obama. But maybe... No, that one is too long. That's all Obama. Let's find out if this one... No, that's not the one. I want the one with the all-star Democrats. It's a bunch of, like, there's a black one. There's that guy who was trying to charge at Kristi Noem. Oh, there's this gal, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There's just all the degenerates.
California, the whole nation is counting on you. Democracy is on the ballot November 4th.
Yeah, so don't vote for democracy. It's stupid. It is. You want mob rule? The mob is not smart. Even if you don't recognize that you're unwise, you recognize that most people are not wise. And I'm saying not wise or unwise rather than saying the S word for not smart. Stupid. All right? Okay, we'll get to your super chats. Let me just zoom in just to see if this is it. I will get to your coffees over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report and elsewhere. Nice. So, let me get to a call or two as we get going here. Abigail's a first-time caller in Colorado. Abigail, are you there? Can you hear me?
I am here. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you. Oh my goodness. No, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Are you reading my question and saying, "Oh my goodness"?
No, I was looking at. I went away from myself in the picture, so just a boomer tech moment. Go ahead.
So I wanted your opinion on something. I have two kids. One of them is pretty badly behaved, doesn't listen, and has a lot of anger.
Nice.
And I was wondering if you think it's okay to not get this kid Christmas presents.
Yeah, it's fine not to give the kid Christmas presents. Although that seems, why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? I wasn't going to say cruel.
Why wouldn't we give her presents? Because we're just sort of done with her attitude all the time and her anger.
Done how? We being you and your husband?
Dealing with it.
You and her dad?
Yeah, we're done with dealing with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I mean, they do say, was this young lady taught that if you don't act right, Santa won't come?
We sort of threatened it last year. She got a note from Santa saying she was on the naughty list.
But yeah, you gave her presents anyway, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that note was from Santa.
Right. So. Yeah. That's funny. How old are they again?
The daughter is 10, and then I have a son who's 12, and so my husband, my son, and I sort of look at each other sometimes because she'll just get angry out of nowhere, and so we just want to put an end to it. Do you think withholding Christmas presents from us, like she can get Christmas presents from other people in the family, but withholding them from us, would that help her behavior or do more harm than good?
It won't help it. I don't think it'll help it, but it would be. It might not. It may not. She's 10. She's practically grown. She's almost an adult, like your son.
Yeah.
You know, if you think of your son as he's basically grown, like he's his own person at 12. He has his life at school with these other bad kids. Well, I don't know if they're bad, but anyway. No, that's not gonna. Done how? Done as in like you've lost patience?
It sort of seems like it's not going to get better if we don't do something dramatic.
That is so. Are you guys white?
Do I sound white?
I can't tell. You kind of do, but you are. Okay. Oh, the laugh is white. It's kind of like a spoiled kid punishment. I'm not against it. I'm not for it though. Okay? I'm more against it than I am for it. So I guess I lied. I'm kind of against it, but I'm kind of for it because you threatened it and then you didn't follow through.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be okay, this is going to change her. No, it should be, okay, this is the consequence. Is she spoiled?
We decided she must be because there's not a reason for her to act like this. So,
but where'd she get this spirit, this evil spirit? If you're, assuming that you're telling the truth, where'd she get it?
I don't know. That's what's sort of confusing about it all.
So your other kid is little Mr. Perfect, and you parents are Mrs. and Mrs. Perfect, and then it's just an evil 10-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know if she's like the one that Jesse talks about who's like different than the family.
Yeah, she may be better than all you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, my husband and I have been listening for like 4 years and working on ourselves. And we're all, I would say we're pretty calm. So it's very surprising when she'll just lash out like out of nowhere.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So
well,
it
she's
seems
probably
like
she's in, I think of a kid like that as an outward expression of what's really going on in the spirits of the family.
Wow.
She's a symptom, and the problem is not her. The problem is in each of you, including her. Because you guys are perfect.
Wow, okay. Pretty close.
But 99.5 makes a girl scream, is enough to make a girl scream and lash out.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely can recognize that if she's this bad, I don't want to say bad, but if she's this badly behaved, that, I mean, I definitely can see a parent's role in that, but
by 10,
there's
she's
some sort of veil over my eyes or something.
By age 10, she's bad.
Yeah, but
that's from
she's good at school.
Nice.
And bad at home, so that's why it's like she knows. That's why I feel like the withholding Christmas presents is like we're not putting up with this anymore.
Oh, meaning you've seen her know how to act, but she's being, that's just being fake. Otherwise, she would be able to be good the whole time, and she'd be perfectly happy to be good the whole time. She lashes out around the people around whom she's comfortable to lash out. You know, maybe.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
So if you guys are done, that means you've grown impatient with her?
Yeah. I would just say that we feel, or not feel like, but I can see that we don't get angry, and so it's just confusing, I would say. We're done being so confused about why she's acting like this.
But why would you be confused? Because you didn't work on yourselves for the first 6 years of her life, and even if you were perfect the past 4 years, which you just admitted that you weren't perfect. You were close, according to you, but you weren't and aren't perfect. Then there would be no reason to be confused by her evil. I get that it's out of proportion, and any anger is out of proportion and crazy, of course, and baffling to the onlooker. But you having worked on yourself, I would think that you would know, you would have understanding for your daughters being turned evil, rather than being confused like a poor innocent mother.
Okay, yeah, and so
what's your husband say? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he says that like when she lashes out, we just like don't react. Yeah, that's sort of our strategy.
Is it
because
so? It's a strategy not to react, rather than just a natural. You just naturally wouldn't react, but if you were like, it wouldn't even occur to you to react if it were natural.
Yeah, I guess I mean not respond.
Yeah,
so.
It sounds like it's a put on.
If we respond once, okay.
If you respond once,
put on. Yeah, if we respond once, it could just would turn into like a back and forth when you're not trying to, you know.
Yep, totally. But even still, if you're forcing yourself not to respond, that can be irritating too, because then you're playing holy maybe, or whatever, you know. It's like an irritating thing. And sometimes if you don't respond, whether you're quote unquote not responding in the right way or the wrong way, either way is going to drive the other person crazy. And you, as long as she's not like destroying the home or whatever, send her off to boarding school. That's a joke. I don't know. What does your husband say to do regarding the no Christmas gifts? Or whatever?
That was his idea, was the no Christmas gift.
And is he doing it because it will change her, or because it's just the natural consequence?
I think, like I said, that us being done with the bad behavior. But you're saying, I think you've made it clear that you think.
Well, whether it my point
shouldn't
is
be done.
My point is whether it changes her or not, you should do what you said that you would do, unless you objectively change your mind and realize that it's not the right thing to do. If you don't see that it's the right thing to do, and then you can change your mind and be like, okay, I changed my mind. I'm not going to withhold the Christmas presents from you, but you're not getting this or that or this or that.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think a more sensible thing would be like, I don't know, does she have a phone? Or a computer or an iPad?
No, not that's hers, but she does. But we do have like a house phone that she's been texting her friends on, I guess. So yeah, I could use that as a consequence. But I sort of feel like it's wrong. The time she seems happiest is like when she's with her friends. That's like the most chill time. So I feel like it'd be wrong to take her phone that she like texts friends on. It's just like a flip phone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you have given me a nice perspective and a lot to think about. I still don't know what I'm going to do, but
right.
It has been helpful.
Nice. It seems like it's revenge. Not to give what struck when I started to say it seems like. Mm-hmm. At the beginning, I said it seemed like it's revenge not to give Christmas presents to your 10-year-old daughter, your bad 10-year-old daughter. But a 10-year-old, I don't know if a 10-year-old cares about Santa.
Yeah, exactly. I think, we decided this year we were only going to give practical things anyway, like clothes and shoes.
Yeah, just give her socks. Although girls like socks. Boys don't like
No,
socks.
she doesn't even like socks.
Nice.
They make her feet feel claustrophobic, yeah.
Well, 100% cotton is okay. You're in Colorado. Is it cold up there? Wool is okay, although it can make you sweat. Anyway, never mind. It's irrelevant. Sorry. That's autism. I'm kidding. Interesting. Yeah, I don't have the answer for you. I'm not there, but you guys are. I don't think that you guys are perfect, and you got to be perfect and show perfect patience with her.
Okay, thank
but
you.
But also I suggest don't be wishy-washy. Be solid and rely on your husband's solidity. Hopefully he's solid. And if he's not, then encourage him to be solid or whatever.
Okay, will do.
But don't judge him as not being solid, because you guys may decide, oh, you know what? This Christmas present thing is silly. Maybe there's a better way to deal with this squirrely little girl. Maybe she's not that little, but... Cool. Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Appreciate it. Take care. Abigail in Colorado. All right. Yeah, before I get back to your calls, let me tell you why you should... I wonder if I have this. If we peruse X... Huh. Oh, I remember. Let's see. Do I have racist producer here? No. Okay. Funny stuff on there. Let me go over to Racist producer. This is funny, okay? I hope you enjoy. I got this from Keith Woods. He's a Irishman, a white Irishman. He stated, former conservative minister Michael Gove, pardon me if I'm butchering his name, Gove, says the best way to judge the worth of a society is to look at how well Jews are doing. All right, so this, and he calls it an obsession. This kind of obsession, this generation of white people, because this guy looks like maybe a boomer, probably, have with the Jews is just totally insane. And so this is on a podcast, I guess, an interview show, something leading. And this guy is saying this, and then there's these liberals to whom he's talking, and a conservative, so-called, and racist producer asked, how can anyone, Jesse's racist producer, this was an old account, how can anyone disagree? Check this out.
It is the case now that history teaches us certain lessons. And one of those lessons is that the safety and security of the Jewish community in any country at any time is the surest guide to how admirable and liberal that country is.
As opposed to how we look after the poor, as opposed to
how we look after prisoners, as opposed to how we treat Muslims, as opposed to and many other
I think
questions.
it is the absolute acme. It is the gold standard of how civilized a society is.
Why?
It is the case now that history teaches us certain lessons. And one of those lessons is that the safety and security of the Jewish community in any country at any time is the surest guide to how admirable and liberal that country is.
As opposed to how we look after the poor, as opposed to
how we look after prisoners, as opposed to how we treat Muslims, as opposed to and many other questions.
I think it is the absolute acme. It is the gold standard of how civilized a society is.
Why?
It is the case now.
All right, I'm not going to play it 3 times for you guys. But Jesse's racist producer, that's me, right? Back when I was a producer for JLP. JLP used to say, I have a racist producer. He says the N-word. I stopped, okay? How can anyone disagree? And you think about it, all right, okay, maybe back in the day, probably even back in the day when Americans were more based, quote unquote, if you want to call it that, were Americans ever based? In the days of like Walt Disney and the Model T guy, Henry Ford, those guys were not, they were kind of critical. They had their criticisms of Jews, I guess. I'm told. One of them even wrote a book. And, but I think probably even in those days, the Jews did fine in America. Quite all right in America. And just because we criticized them back then doesn't mean we mistreated them. And we didn't really accept them during World War I don't know, I forget when we started accepting them, right? Bringing them in mass. I don't know the history. Were they around during the founding at all? I'm tempted to ask some of these AIs, but I don't want to waste too much time with it. But if you look at, you know how you look back at the 90s, oh, people dress better. It was so based. It wasn't. It was degenerate and degenerating, all right? So, and he uses an interesting word as a so-called conservative saying liberal. I'll play it one little bit more time.
It is the case now that history teaches us certain lessons. And one of those lessons is that the safety and security of the Jewish community in any country at any time is the surest guide to how admirable and liberal that country is.
All right. And then these dumb shout out, okay? These are grown men, older than me even, they look. I surmise. Even better than how we treat the poor? Forget the poor. I shake my head. Jesus said, forget the poor. He said, they'll always be with you. I mean, take care like the fatherless and the widow and the whatever, but
As opposed to how we look after the poor. As opposed to
How we look after prisoners, as opposed to how we treat Muslims.
prisoners, Muslims, what? So, but you think about it, present day, America is declining bad. It's getting taken over by communists and foreigners, not the right kind of foreigners. Shout out. With foreign false values who don't, as I always say, value the First Amendment. They don't value they don't have the spirit of the freedom of speech. Like Trump has, like our future president, Nick Fuentes has, like Jesse Lee Peterson has, like other people, normal old-time boomers and older than boomers have. That's how men talk to one another. As you're losing, it's like the whites are under a major attack, right? And then the Jews are under attack too. And who are the world minorities? They say that whites are like less than 10% of the whole world, I think. Normal whites I'm talking about. And then these not normal whites, the Jews, are like, what, 3% of the world or less, maybe? What a mess. And they're the most hated. Us too. The two of us. The most hated. For no reason. In our own countries. Look, back in the day, that was when Black Lives Matter, this is Jesse's racist producer. Black Lives Matter was disrupting this thing at, I think it was like UCLA. I just finished a jog, and I watched Heather MacDonald and these Black Lives Matter people heckling. You see them? This guy's okay. He's cool. But these Black Lives Matter degenerates, mostly women, but males too. I'm just looking at a profile picture. And then look, Trump rally, JLP. Side note, back in the day. That was started in 2017. Okay, so right around when Trump was here. Alt profile for James Ann Hake, racist producer for Jesse Lee Peterson. Former, whatever. Still, whatever. Anyway, I'm not trying to promote that, even though I just did by accident. I think he's kind of right. I know that I get that boomers shouldn't be kissing up the way that they're kissing up. And I don't know anything about this guy. I probably don't agree with him in terms of he's probably overly nicey nice. But these guys are even worse. Look after the poor. Please. The folks and the Muslims and the prisoners. Now, there's a right way to look after the poor and the prisoners and the Muslims. Trump has it, maybe. And JLP has it. You heard the caller on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. A JLP listener went to prison. We disclaim getting yourself thrown in prison. We disclaim pulling a Hunter Biden, and shout out to Hunter Biden, lying on the forum about starting a thing. But I think the guy's kind of right. So how Jewish community is treated. Now, I think that that these guys are way overreacting. These guys against, Tucker Carlson and our future president had an interview. And now these people are just ridiculously overreacting when in reality, our future president will actually be quite just and kind, I think, and Christian toward the Jews, I think. So relax, ridiculous. I get that they've been called enemies by our future president, and some of them were personally bashed by Tucker and our future president, but I guess it's just up to our future president and to Tucker to be Christian in how they respond. And for you and me, the peanut gallery, the onlookers, to be Christian toward the unchristian people. Because there's conservatives and pro-America people and stuff who are like, this is our Republican Party and you're not welcome. And we're like, oh, you're not exactly welcome either, but Jesus loves you. That's not necessarily the way to be Christian to them. What a mess, huh? No, Hake, they call us enemies. This is Bobby. Yeah, okay, Bobby. Shout out. Like I pointed out, as you replace our rulers with more and more, you're just replacing them with like more and more unjust rulers. You know what I mean? Jelly Bean? It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I'm pulling for our future president. He is the answer politically, in political candidacy speaking, if he ever becomes a political candidate, to Zohran Mamdani. He is the answer. I was looking at like Drudge and stuff like that. If we oh, Lord. Sorry. I'm a boomer. Okay. I was looking at all this. Tucker unites right-wing media against him. Shapiro sabotaging America. Heritage and One of the Heritage guys said he'll stand with Tucker because Tucker was good to him, good to them. Dinesh D'Souza warns of mass desertions of minorities from the party, which is ridiculous. That's not true. The minorities love Trump. And shout out to Dinesh D'Souza. I'm assuming that that's Dinesh D'Souza they're talking about. And they didn't think that they would love Trump. These lame-o, normie conservatives, which Dinesh is somewhat of a normie conservative. I like him, but, you know, our future president, Tucker's Flip Show, Dinesh warns of mass desertions of minorities from the GOP following racist attacks on Ramaswamy. Now, I get that there's a lot of hateful people who are sick of all this diversity stuff, and I'm one of them. I'm sick of this diversity stuff. But we gotta be not like the evil Christian parents who just made evil people and then wonder at the evil, pretending like we're not evil ourselves. There are a lot of nasty replies and hate. There's a lot of hatred going on in this whole here world. But our future president is not part of that hatred, I don't think. A lot of his followers are, but that's anybody's followers are hateful. Followers are, by definition, hateful, emotional suckers. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Because this guy, our future president, everybody loves him. All the minorities, if you want to call them that, love him. So, please. And plus, he's real. Mamdani is fake. Nick Fuentes, Kirk's bitter enemy. Now he's becoming his successor. MAGA lawmaker calls Tucker the most dangerous anti-Semite. You heard about that. Anchor Baby covered it. Firewall against Nit is crumbling. Civil war erupts on the right. Ridiculous. Please. So, anyway, don't get sucked in with this mess. There's no D in the name Hake. So anyway, that's he'll treat. I think that he would treat them just fine. What did I just do, Lord? All right, so let me get back to the calls. All right, Jermaine in Canada on the line over here. Jermaine, thanks for calling and holding, sir. What is up?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, James. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nice. I'm calling about.
How do
chatting
you
about-
know anybody in Jamaica?
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people in Jamaica.
How are they faring? Any word?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't even check.
Not concerned.
I'm not concerned. But my sister did call me Friday. They're okay. I wasn't even worried. I'm like,
Yeah.
they'll be fine.
Hurricane Melissa hit them hard in some places over there.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing new. I think Jamaicans are used to rough life, so there
Right
shouldn't
on.
be anything new for them.
That's cool.
It's not even a problem, but yeah.
No problem.
Maybe for like the government with their, what do you call it? Their draining system. Maybe that's probably the only problem I can think of.
Like draining the water, the flood water?
Yeah, the draining system there is probably not the best, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And especially the ones that live on the coast, they're probably flooded for sure.
Yeah. That's the drawback. Yeah. I was thinking about that. If us rich people, we try to get away from you plebs, you degenerates, you criminals. We go up into the hills and mountains and we catch fire. And we go over onto the coast and we get flooded and washed away. And so we can't get away from you degenerates, us poor rich people. And then you degenerates, and then you degenerates, you justify our revulsion to you guys by celebrating and being like shrugging. Some rich people got burned away. Some rich people got washed away. I don't care. So then you justify it by expressing your hatred and disdain for us. We're like, we want to get away from you. Anyway, that's my little rant.
That's so funny because, yeah, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was saying that's so funny because they hate rich people, but yet they want to be rich themselves. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it totally is. They're like these communists, you know. They hate the rich. They're like, eat the rich. I see this stuff. I go up to Beverly Hills and there's like graffiti art that says, "Oh, eat the rich, normalize eating the rich," and soak the rich. This Mamdani guy wants to tax the rich. The rich are all already plenty well taxed. Even the even the less rich are plenty well taxed. You're punishing people for being successful and making the country better, and you are rewarding the people who don't do anything with themselves, really. And you're making the world poor and degenerate and criminal and dependent. It's a shame. Sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it makes sense. A lot of people want leaders, so
yeah,
they will tell you they're going to give you this and give you that. But you just have to remember, nothing is free. So everything he's offering you is for your freedom.
Right. Exactly. Rich versus plebs.
When Trump wants you to be free and build for yourself and be the rich that you hate.
Yeah, right. There's been stories. I remember seeing some like documentary type of a thing where in one of those islands, like I don't know if it was Puerto Rico or wherever, but this woman got kicked off of welfare. And she started a business, and then she was successful, and she was, she's, in the long run, although it was tough at the beginning, and maybe tough all throughout, life can be, it was for the better. And deportations, too. There was this guy who got deported, and it was the best thing for him. There's even been news reports about this type of thing. So anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was calling you today. You remember you were talking about those two female governess?
Yeah.
Abigail, and what's the other one?
Winsome.
Steers.
Yeah. Talk about a black name. Shout out. I think she's Jamaican too, if I'm not mistaken.
She sounds Jamaican, yeah.
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 Something.
It's funny because I forgot what the poll says about the numbers, but I'm pretty sure the white lady is leading her.
Yeah, the Democrat.
In numbers.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah. and you know, the blacks say, "Oh, we are for our people, Black Power. We supported each other," and especially that she's a female, you think they would vote for her even more, but that's not the case. They're voting for Abigail.
Yep, because she's
Just
not
because
a
she's-
liberal communist. Go
Sorry?
ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Just because this Winsome is black and she's conservative. That's the only reason why they're not voting for her.
Yep. It reminds me of the blacks don't vote for any of the best black people. by and large, you know. The whites vote for the best black people.
If we can say she's good.
Say again? Oh, well, yeah, I'm not saying that that's true. I'm not saying that she's good, but best means least worst, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, man.
Totally.
But that was my little spiel for today. Shout out to Cloud Bops in the chat, man, and Mr. Pink.
Shout
I think
out to
Mr.
them.
Pink loves me.
I think so too. I saw you guys loving each other in Anchor Baby chat. Brotherly love. Brotherly love.
Amazing.
You have a job, by the way?
Yeah, I'm at work right now.
Oh, right on. Well,
yeah, but when I'm on a call, I just step outside for a little bit.
Nice. Right on, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Hake. Thanks, man. Shout out.
You too. Bye. Was Rick a priority caller yesterday? Rick in Hampton, VA is on the line over here. Rick, how you doing, sir?
Yes, what's going on, James? How's it feeling?
I'm feeling great, sort of. Getting kind of tired of sitting down, but yeah, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we got an important election today.
Yeah, it's exciting. Is your girl going to win?
You know, James, I would like to see her win, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Because maybe the Christians will come on out and vote, man. You know, I can think of some of you. I can see a Christian saying, "Well, we gotta let the Lord take care of it and sit on their hind parts," and then Satan moves in there, and then they wonder what happened.
Yeah.
God wants us to get involved. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know, He wants us to get involved.
He does indeed.
And that's what I like saying, like, because even though it's like our election's funny this year, James. You know what I'm saying? It's funny this year because I'll tell you why. Like for our Attorney General, even though he's conservative, but he's gay, and then
and you voted for him, huh?
James, I voted for the whole Republican slab.
Yeah. Just
because,
down ballot.
Because that,
all are.
Yeah. It's just either that or Abigail Steinberg with her socialism. And I'm telling you, man, they got some socialism ideas, man. So I couldn't take a chance. I just say, hey, and I hope it plays out, man, because they already telling you they're gonna be about socialism for sure.
Yeah. I kind of liked Jesse's suggestion of, remember when he asked you, JLP did, he asked you, how are you going to get men on the ballot if you vote for women? It would be awesome and powerful if nobody on the conservative side voted for a woman. And that would be...
Like, for goodness, I do like men. I really do like men.
Yeah.
But I think Winsome says won the primary.
Right, but I'm just saying, if the real conservatives like you and me and Germaine just refused, not that Germaine is American, right, but he's a Canadian, I think he's Canadian, refused to vote for a woman and just let it go to HE double toothpicks and just say, this is what you get. It's kind of like no more rhinos, right? A lot of us voted for rhinos knowingly, even perhaps, because I kind of knew that McCain. Not that I was paying much attention, but I wasn't excited about voting for McCain. But I voted for McCain against Obama. But
yeah, so nice. Same here.
But probably some people were like, "No, that's a rhino. I'm not going to vote for him." And so you know what?
Yeah.
We punished America. We allowed America to punish itself by voting in a communist in Obama, right? A communist, a socialist.
The long-legged Mac Daddy.
Was it? So I just think that would be
the long-legged Mac Daddy.
It's kind of good. It's kind of good not to reward this evil push for women in leadership.
Right. But you know what, though, James, out of all that, just like when I voted for McCain, I wasn't too thrilled about him either. And then he turns around and picks Sarah Palin. I don't know if you remember this guy. He's on the show too, Michael Savage.
At the time, I liked Sarah Palin better than
McCain.
They're like, oh, she tanked his presidency, his presidential run. No, she was better than him.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong.
Now, I could have possibly voted for Sarah Palin.
Yeah, I would have too.
And she's still stuck to her guns.
Yeah.
She's still conservative. I ain't heard much from her. Where's she at now?
I mean, her family is such a mess. I don't know. You know,
she's having family issues. I didn't know that.
I think so. I don't know if she's even. I don't know what's going on in her marriage. I'm not saying that there's something going on in her marriage, but I feel like I've heard different things over the years, like with her daughter had a kid out of wedlock or something like that, or I forget what all happened.
You know, when your kids do that, man, here's what kills me. I got kids.
Yes, sir.
I know I'm against sexuality. And if one of my kids decide to go gay, I still love them, but I'm not going to change my views.
Right. That's right.
I'm not going to change my views.
Not like that rhino, who rest in peace, who died.
Oh, is that Vice President Cheney?
Dick Cheney, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Dick Cheney has a daughter who's lesbian.
Sorry. Yeah,
and he supported so-called same-sex marriage.
Yep, he said, I love my daughter, and I'm in support. I said, I love my daughter, and my position stays the same. I told my kids, James, if y'all ever ran for a political office, if y'all stand up for the same-sex marriage, transgenders, abortion, I will put your opponent's sign in my yard and not vote for you.
You told your kids that?
Yes, sir. And I wouldn't win. And they know I mean that. Because, I mean,
how'd that even come up with your kids? What in the world?
I just said that. I mean, I just told them, I said,
are your kids aspiring politicians or something?
Well, no, I just use that for example. I don't think none of them going to be a politician. Yeah. But I was just letting them know how serious I am about my faith.
Okay. Right on.
You know, so I like to say, hey, I don't care if it's you guys. Y'all go ahead and start supporting all this mess that he's supporting today. And I will put your opponent's posters and stuff in my yard. Yeah. At least they stand up for what's right. Y'all pushing evil. And it's bad, man. You know, and a lot of people change their positions on things because of their kids.
Yeah.
If your kid is wrong, man, just tell them, hey, I love you, but you're wrong on this, and pray that God change their heart, you know?
Right is right and wrong is wrong. Doesn't matter who you know.
Absolutely.
That's why
right.
But they try to do that. They try to plant a gay or some type of infiltrator in every single family. It's crazy.
It's just sad, man.
What it does is it exposes the weakness in the family. It helps expose the weakness in the family.
I tell you what came crazy, man. It's marijuana and lesbian and all that stuff's going crazy, man. People been losing their minds on that.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I'm totally with you. That's why we say, Rick, that pot is worse than alcohol because it drives you crazier.
It is. Man, I can tell you up here in Hampton, VA, as soon as they legalized for medical use, which I knew was going to get out of control.
Yep.
And everybody's cars tint went dark, especially the blacks. They put the darkest tint on their cars. I said, man, now you got to work, but I guess when you want to see what they're doing. And man, you can't go nowhere without smelling weed no more.
Yeah,
man, you know what I mean?
It smells so bad. And people say, oh, alcohol is worse for your health. Well, I'd rather you die earlier being a degenerate than live long being a degenerate, polluting our world with your
weed is worse
stench.
than cigarettes.
Yeah.
You destroying your lungs, and then you destroying your brain. Then you expand about because your marijuana makes you eat a lot. So now you're gonna expand and gain weight. So what's good about that? Like it just makes me peaceful. Now, I tell you, when people smoke marijuana, that psychosis kick in, James, and they just like crazy.
Nice. Now I disclaim I'm half kidding when I say that I'd rather people do themselves in through alcohol and stuff. Hake logic. I'm being slightly facetious, but there's some truth to it. Even there's some truth to my joke. I'm joking, but there's some truth to it. Because they figure out ways to live longer. Yeah, people are living longer with all this medical stuff and knowledge, all that. It's nice, but it's not nice that they're being evil. There's just more of a mama evil. Anyway, Rick, somebody is asking in the chat, why didn't Trump endorse Winsome Sears?
I can't hear you. What's that now?
Why didn't Trump endorse Winsome Sears? Is that true? He didn't endorse her?
And I know, not that I know of. I don't want to say yay or nay on that, but because Trump, he went to New Jersey and he endorsed what's the guy named in New Jersey that's running?
Chiatarelli or something like that.
Yeah, right. Because I believe because he supported Trump for the longest, no matter what. And I don't know. And from the campaign ads where Winsome Sears been running, like she supported Trump.
So he did a tele-rally, according to this headline that I'm reading, The Hill. Trump does not mention Earl-Sears by name in Virginia tele-rally. Trump endorses dozens ahead of Tuesday's elections, according to Politico, but doesn't name Earl Sears, which is today, which is Winsome. So, nice.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Interesting.
It's just like here.
Probably because she didn't like him, so he didn't like her. Based.
Hey, you know how Trump does.
Yeah.
Very nasty woman. Very nasty woman.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, right on, right?
That's how he talk. He like, very nasty woman. Yes, you very nasty woman. Next question. I love when he does that.
Yeah, me too.
But one quick question, Jay, if I can ask. Why do the people that support abortion always say that if they vote for a conservative, that their health insurance could be taken away? What do abortion have to do with your health insurance?
I think...
Ain't no one's taking your health insurance.
I'm guessing...
You haven't noticed that?
Yeah, there's two things that are going on with that. One is Planned Parenthood against America. Okay, so Planned Parenthood for America, right? I call them Planned Parenthood against America. Let God be the planner of your family, So Planned Parenthood does like cancer screenings and stuff to pretend like they're kind of like the Black Panthers. They're hateful and they're evil. They're murderers.
Yeah.
And but they do some good things too.
Those other exams, are just a cover for mainly the abortion what makes the money.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, Republicans don't want to pay for your birth control or abortions.
Exactly my point.
Yep.
I'm against it, but if you have abortion, why don't you use your own money?
Yeah, that's right. If you got to do it, if the people insist on keeping this killing legal, then pay for it yourself at least.
Exactly. If you want your sex change, you want to whack off your private part, work overtime, you pay for it yourself.
That's right.
I don't understand it, man. I mean, it's like Democrats they make people be irresponsible, man.
Yeah.
You want these surgeries, why you want the government to pay for it? Everybody wants the government to pay for all these sins.
And they call it reproductive rights. What a mess, huh? We're a declining population. It's a national emergency. And they're
exactly.
And they're not only are they not having the S, they're making it so their S is unfruitful. Ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Rick, I got to run, man. Good talk. It's fun talking with you.
Hey, James, hopefully I can call in tomorrow and tell y'all that Jersey and Virginia are both red, and I hope they don't vote for that doggone socialist man in New York. If they do vote for him, they get exactly what they deserve.
Indeed, that's a fact. Thank you, sir.
And hey, I was surprised Trump. I thought Trump was going to endorse the Republican candidate, but I guess Trump knew he couldn't win, so he said that.
Oh, yeah. Curtis Sliwa.
Curtis
Sliwa and Trump don't like each other, I think. They don't support each other.
Oh,
Curtis Sliwa has been.
Either.
Yeah, he kind of bashed Trump a little bit, I think. So he messed up his chances. So.
Hey.
He messed
He
himself. He played himself.
Andrew Cuomo did.
I know. That's funny. But I think that Trump is thinking tactically that Cuomo would get more votes.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I was saying Sliwa probably don't have a chance out of a storm to win. So he's like, before this socialist get in here, I'll vote for Cuomo because he had a better chance of stopping it.
All right, Rick. Take care, man.
Okay, love you guys. Be blessed. Thanks for taking my call, James. Y'all be blessed.
Yes, sir. Nice. You say bye to him, and then you talk for 3 more minutes. Anthony in SoCal, faithfully and patiently on hold, I assume. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, Hake. No worries. I'm working from home today, so I could enjoy the show and listen to Rick, man. Shout out Rick. He cracked me up, man.
Yeah, same.
Whacking off the private parts and all that. It's you know, I was gonna say I saw that Obama ad too, and
for 50 yes on 50 you're talking about.
Yeah, for yes on 50, and I got that. It reminded me to fill out that ballot, and so I voted no. And
good, you're in SoCal. That's right.
Yeah. It's
so thank you, Obama, for reminding us to vote no on 50, Proposition 50. Good job, Anthony.
Exactly. Yeah. Shout out Obama, little boy Obama. But the funny part is I was like I got this. What was it? I was looking up. Did you know that in there's some county in Alabama where November 10th is National Obama Day, and they close the. It's like a national holiday.
Really?
Over there. Yeah, they got
in Bama. They're celebrating Bama in Bama. Shameful.
Yeah, man.
Very black state, I guess.
I didn't know it was like that down there, at least in one of their counties.
Yeah.
But
I didn't either.
In the UK, it's on another note though. It's November is Islamophobia Awareness Month in the UK.
Oh wow, is it?
Yeah, man. They're pretty close to just. I mean, I know it's bad over there. I think they have like almost. I think year to date it's like 13,000 arrests or something for online speech against Islam. So it's some of them are memes, some of them are just like responses. People will post Free Palestine, and someone will post something in reply, and they'll have cops show up at their door. So I don't know, it's pretty bad over there. I don't know what the deal is, but I think their leadership is heavily Islamicized now.
The UK leadership.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, New York is like a decade behind London, it seems like, because London elected their first Muslim mayor probably 12 years ago or something like that. 10, 12 years ago. I want to say.
That's right. Yeah, I was thinking, could you imagine? It's almost like this perfect, play where if Trump didn't win, we would have still had all those migrants in New York. Yeah, and sorry, what was that?
No, sorry, I just corrected 9 years. He's been mayor, first elected in 2016. Sadiq Khan.
2016.
It feels like it's longer.
Yeah, before I forget, it does feel like it's longer, but he got he was in front of Parliament recently, and they were calling him out because they found out he was actually personally involved in covering up a lot of the grooming scandals they had there.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
Yeah, and the media they touched on it for a day, and then it was gone. It was just memory hold.
I was reading in Hake News today about this Michigan FBI raid, ISIS-inspired Halloween attack, 2 supposed men facing federal charges from Deerborn, possibly on the scale that they wanted to be the 2015 Paris terror attacks that killed at least 130 people. Was that when the singer girl, I wonder, was that Ariana Grande concert? I don't know. November 2015 Paris terror attacks.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it was.
Ariana. No, I don't think it was. I think Ariana Grande terror attack. Manchester Arena bombing. That was in England. Okay. In May of 2017. Yeah, there's been so many terror attacks in all of these white countries that, these diverse countries now, that they all bleed together. They're kind of like a dime a dozen, It's like, oh, yeah, another. It's kind of like black violent crime, It's, oh, yeah, another terror attack. Nobody cares. 150 people. Not very memorable. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, well, I would to be fair with the blacks, at least the blacks don't say God is great and then carry it out.
They do though. They pretend like they're Christian, and the mothers say, "Oh, my baby wouldn't do that." Just like these Muslims in Dearborn, the Arab Americans of Dearborn and North African, right? MENA, Middle Eastern North African. They say, oh, they frequently face Islamophobic and hateful remarks. Oh, dear me, hateful remarks, right? Now, I disclaim being hateful, but please, it's not that bad. You're living in you've never had it so good. And so neighbors and attorneys for the suspects say they are skeptical of the FBI allegations. Very typical to be, and I don't know, maybe it's not. But it seems to me that it's very typical for blacks, and apparently Muslims too, to just be in utter denial of the criminality and the terrorist mindset of all too many of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's that, I don't know what that is, but it's because you look at the denial, and you're like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like, this is just, it's bothersome, but what I meant was it's if you're the better of a Christian you get, the less you are usually, and I mean, you become more like you and Jesse, and you're not so violent, not so prone to incite violence.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other hand, the true more of a Muslim you become, the better you follow the Islamic jurisprudence, the more prone you are to violence against the infidel, and asking people on a train if they're Muslim or not, and based on their answer, you put a pointy thing in their side.
Wow.
And
has that happened?
Yeah. I think I called you about that a few months ago. All these train stabbings, the suspect first asked the victim, "Are you a Muslim?" And based on their answer, they get they get the pointy thing. It's the
note
same
to
thing
self:
that happens.
say yes.
Yeah.
Will you say yes, or is that unchristian? Is that rejecting Jesus to say yes?
I thought about that, and I figured if I ever got asked that question, I would just try to kick him right off the train really quick, just before he says anything. Just a good kick. I'd hope that I don't try to put myself in those situations.
Right.
So, that's probably the best way to go about it. But I was gonna say I try not to. I don't think I'm Islamophobic, but like I don't think so at all. But my comments may come off that way. Shout out to William VII. Great discussion with him. One thing I just wanted to correct is, it's my experience about Islam isn't entirely just from what I read. I know yesterday you said the Coptics are going back to Egypt, but it's kind of the complete opposite. So the reason my family came to America in the 70s and 80s was because being a Christian in certain areas was considered high treason.
Wow.
So it's not like it's something, and I don't mean to sound like a victim. That's why I don't talk about the personal aspect of it, but it's something my entire family had to live with. It's funny. My dad, he's the youngest out of all his siblings, and my grandparents, they're Christian. One thing to remember: not all Egyptians are Coptic, but all Coptics are Egyptians. A lot of the Egyptians in Egypt now, they're Arab. After the Muslim conquest, they eradicated a lot of the Coptics, and so
Coptic is an ethnicity, and it is more of a. Is it more of a white, or is it more of a? What is it? What do they typically look like? I know. I bet that they're kind of mixed now because of, like you said, the Arabs and stuff.
Yeah, So Coptic is just it's Greek for Egyptian, basically.
Okay.
So it's after Cleopatra's and Mark Antony's reign, we're basically, we share the same bloodline as the people that precede the pre-dynastic rulers that preceded the Greek influence over Egypt at the time. So I'm not sure if it's white or not. I don't think.
Are you Arab looking, or are you sort of black looking, or are you white?
I'm like I'm Mediterranean
Oh,
looking.
so you look Italian.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea. You look Greek or Italian.
Yeah, maybe.
There was this girl who came to my class in like 4th grade. She became a classmate, and her name was Nadia, Nadia, and she was Egyptian, but she was Muslim, and she wouldn't dance. But she was light skinned. She had dark hair, dark brown. It was brown hair, but it was not black. It was not. I don't think it was black hair. But it was dark brown hair, maybe black, but she was light-skinned. She was sort of olive light-skinned.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if she might have been, I would never thought of her as Coptic, but she was my picture of, Egyptians are not necessarily as tan as like Mexicans.
Yeah, well, you have it spot on. It's kind of olive like. Maybe I'll send you a selfie one of these days.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was, my dad was the youngest in the family, and in school in Egypt, you have math, foreign language, science, whatever. But a large portion of it, and what I forgot to say was, my grandparents gave him a Muslim name because of how much harassment his siblings faced, which had Christian names.
Okay.
So my father actually has a Muslim name. When
just
he came
to protect
America,
him.
Yeah, just to protect him.
Nice.
Yeah, and they had tons of dogs growing up. Muslims really don't like dogs. They had big German shepherds, and all the family pictures.
They won't kill them. They'll just stay away from them.
Yeah, they'll stay away from them. Yeah. Yeah,
they'll kill people, but not dogs. Sorry.
No, well, there's a hadith where Muhammad commanded for all dogs to be killed.
Wow.
Especially, and to kill the black dogs first. But another thing was, Muhammad said that angels won't enter a home with a dog in it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
It's funny.
So, yeah, so they try to stay away from that. But what I was going to say is part of my dad's schooling, he had to learn the Quran and memorize it. They call it Hafiz.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a Quranic Arabic. It's not like a standard Arabic. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, growing up, he kind of told me the issues with Islam, but I always brushed it off because, you know, I grew up in California.
Wow.
And then, you know, I started learning more Arabic, Quranic Arabic. And so I was able to look at the text myself, and I've spoken to hundreds of Muslims throughout my life, not hundreds of ex-Muslims, a few less ex-Muslims. But I tried to speak to as many Muslims as I could when I was in school, just to understand what they think their faith is.
Yeah.
So I have a diverse view of Islam with, you know, in text, life experiences, real life experiences. And the last thing I'll say is there's a Coptic priest. You could look him up. He's from the same city my dad grew up in, and he came to America in the early 2000s because Al Qaeda put a $60 million bounty on his head.
Wow.
Because of how much he was deconverting Muslims in his area. Yeah, and what motivated him to do that is him and his brother were coming out of church one day, and they were approached by the Muslim Brotherhood, and they approached him because they knew they were known for talking about Christianity openly. So that priest's brother, the Muslim Brotherhood captured him, cut his tongue out in front of him,
wow,
and eviscerated him in front of him. And
which is cut out his guts, pulled out his guts.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Did that kill him?
Yeah, it killed him right in front of him. And what's interesting, and you know, that priest, he came to the United States.
What decade was that, if you don't mind? 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s, 20s?
Yeah, that was in the 70s.
Wow.
60s, 70s, yeah, right when the Brotherhood was really taking control over...
In Egypt.
In Egypt, in several cities. And he never fought back. He actually became a priest and started talking about Islam even more and converting Muslims even more after that.
But he was committing high treason by speaking about being Christian, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, exactly. So he actually ended up, after the bounty, left Egypt, and then Al Qaeda placed the bounty on him. And then
what's Al Qaeda have to do with Egypt?
Oh, wow. That's, the Muslim Brotherhood.
They're entrenched with Muslim Brotherhood and all them?
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah. So
fair enough.
They do the funding. And it's basically, now he lives, you know, he's a family friend. He's 90 years old. He still speaks against Islam every day online. He's never lifted a sword once, never harmed anyone. He has tons of love for Muslims.
Nice.
You know, it's just something that we've had, you know, it's he lives in SoCal, you know, I'll see him every few months or so. But they're still after him. And,
he's in his 70s or something?
He's in his 90s right now.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, and he's still every day live streaming.
Wow.
You know,
that's older than a boomer.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. It's fun hearing this stuff personally, Anthony. I appreciate it, man.
Yes. Yeah, of course. I just want to say that I don't want to appeal to authority, but I just want to give a background of where I come from, where my family comes from.
Definitely.
Why we're here. But anyway, I appreciate your show, and I hope I don't come off too abrasive when I talk about these things.
Not to me. You don't.
Sweet.
Thank you, sir. Take care, man.
Likewise, Hake.
All right. Nice. Okay, I got to get to David in Ocala, Florida, on the line. I'm trying to get to all of you guys. I think I will. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Hake. 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 Hey, Good afternoon.
Hey, yes.
Yeah, I can't.
Afternoon to you.
I can't stand the Muslims, man. Okay.
I get it. I get
I
it.
don't like them. I got it. I got the. What is it?
You got that Islamophobia?
Yeah, I got the Islamophobia, man.
You're
I
a
got it
young
real
boomer,
bad.
right? You're a young boomer? The youngest
First
of the
year
boomers?
Generation X. Yeah. I was
Gen X.
First year X.
Nice.
65. And you're not a boomer. You're like 18 years away from being a boomer.
Yeah. I'm like first year millennial. So I'm
Oh, okay.
almost
Oh, really?
my older siblings are Gen X like you, but they're younger than you.
I thought it stopped in 80. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were born in 81. I keep always thinking you were born in 82 for some reason.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
81.
Yeah, right,
Yep.
right, yeah. Well, hey, listen, man, I called because that that caller, the lady that called in about her daughter.
Abigail with the bad 10-year-old, angry 10-year-old daughter, outwardly angry.
Yeah, I hope she's still listening. You know, I had 2 daughters and I had 4 sisters, okay? So I know a lot about
the ladies.
You know, yes, okay. And I would definitely have her checked out to make sure something didn't happen to her when she was younger, if you read through the lines, okay? Because that would definitely make a young girl angry like that and just burst out in anger because of the hurt that she's got inside of her.
Okay.
You know,
that's good input. You know what? I should have encouraged the Abigail to call Bond for counseling. JLP, I know you don't agree with JLP on a lot of things, but you might be aware and appreciative of how he's able to help people forgive and drop traumas like that.
Yeah, well, it's hard. It's hard to get through to a 10-year-old girl, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I had, you know, my 12-year-old daughter got. This is why you got to be real. Their friends is what'll mess them up. Okay?
Yeah, oftentimes.
My ex-wife let my 12-year-old daughter go spend the night over at another 12-year-old girl's house that she didn't know these people's parents or nothing. And the 12-year-old girl that she went to spend the night with had a 17-year-old brother that got a hold of my 12-year-old daughter.
Wow.
Okay? Yes, and she's never been the same, okay? And so there's a couple of things that can get a kid to act like that. They're something like they're dabbling in something too. She could be messing around with her friends might be into witchcraft or something. There's just all kinds of things that could cause a kid to be like that. If the rest of the family's not like that, and you got one child that's acting out like that, that's not good.
Nice.
You know, and you know, so because you know, she's definitely rebellious for sure and defiant.
Right.
And you know, I mean,
you know, the other thing too, sometimes a kid is just angry and it comes from the parents and then also like the world. The parents don't prepare a kid for dealing with the evil world.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be nothing of the sort. It may just be a kid is just angry at hypocrite parents. The hypocrisy of fake niceness just brings out the worst in an angry, evil person. I remember being fake nice to this black guy who had Alzheimer's at an Alzheimer's home, and he took a swing at me. He was he was having one of his episodes. You know, sometimes the Alzheimer's patients get violent.
Did he connect?
No, he didn't connect. But I was like, "Hey, Benny," or whatever his name was. He took a swing.
Right.
He took a swing at me. The nurse ladies were kind of holding him back. It was and that, you know. And then there's like these homeless guys. I said thank you to a homeless guy who stepped aside for me, and I kind of stepped around him. I was like, thanks. He's like, yeah, whatever. And he's like, whatever the if. And he started just cussing up a storm and crossing the street and being all aggressive. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I was kind of fake with him, saying the thank you. And it's just interesting how angry people, the spirit of anger just lashes out. It's like a demon, you know, that pounces on the other little demons.
Right. And here's the thing. I have seen a few kids that were like born that way. Okay, I mean, so there's a small percentage of children that they just come out of the womb bad. Okay, I mean, I've seen them at 5, 6 years old. Okay, just meaner than a alley cat. Okay, but I wouldn't take Christmas away from her unless you just want to ruin your Christmas, lady. Okay, and if you think she's bad now, okay, at 10 years old, you just wait until that girl's 13 or 14. You got to get a hold of it. You got to rein this thing in now if you're listening to this, okay, because it doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, man. I know. I've seen it. I mean, between girls between 12 and 18, 19 years old, 20 years old are out of control, most of them.
Right.
You know, unless they get reined in, you know, have good parents or a father that's, you know, that's why it's good to have your children fear you a little bit. You get what I'm saying? You know, I might not want to do this because when my dad gets home, he might just not, you know, he's not going to be happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. So
keep them in line a little bit.
Yeah, you got
Ideally, you inspire the love and self-discipline within them by having that patience but solidness, where it makes them pause and appreciate you rather than just fear. But I get you. I totally get your point.
Taking Christmas away from her like that, man, you're just gonna ruin your holiday. Okay, I mean, if that's what you really want to do, if you want to ruin your holiday, because it's not going to do any good.
Yeah,
it's just going to get worse. I'm telling you right now. I mean, she will just be worse than ever. Now, to move on. Did you see they had a show?
She may be like, that's so petty. You guys are so evil. You guys are just kind of lost as to what to do with me. You don't know what you're doing. I could imagine thinking like that.
Yeah, there's just no telling what'll happen. Man.
I remember when I told my parents I hated them.
Oh, you told them you hated them?
Well, it was when I was trying to forgive them, you know. I was like, you know what?
Really?
I realized that I did hate them. I didn't realize it before. And so I told them, and what was my mother's solution? Oh, come with us to dinner every week so you don't get to develop a resentment against us. I guess the idea being like if I'm away from them and don't talk to them, then I get resentful. But that's a dumb woman idea, you know, because that's not how you solve resentment.
You didn't hate them. You just hated what what they were trying, their rules probably. You didn't hate them personally.
Sometimes it wasn't just the rules. It was the kind of kissing up and pandering to my mother's worry and meddling rather than stopping her from being a worrywart and a meddler, you know, and just like the phoniness sometimes, or just different anger, because the rules were not ever really too burdensome for me. It was more about the little flashes of anger, or sometimes bigger flashes of anger, but nothing like crazy or wrong. But it was still wrong spiritually. And you have to be better than just reasonably behaved. You have to be spiritually perfect and have love. But if you don't have love, then you're gonna get hated, you know, by your kids.
Well, that's why I'm saying I think the loving thing to do is give the girl her Christmas presents and just, you know, and then start smacking her around January 1st.
All right. Well, there's the advice from David.
I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, you know, start taking care of business after the 1st. You get what I mean?
I got you.
Go ahead and make it through the holidays, and then sit her down and say, "Hey, listen, this is the way it's gonna go." You know. Anyhow, did you see? Because you brought up Obama, did you see they had a show on TV with Michelle Obama the other night or something? Man, I didn't watch it. I just saw it on the thing. Yeah, they interviewed her again. On
Lord.
NBC or CBS or whatever, ABC, one of them shows. We don't want to see them anymore, folks. Okay?
Yeah, we're done with them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, give it a rest.
Yeah.
And then Dick Cheney dying today or yesterday or last
Rest
night or
in peace
whenever.
to Dick Cheney.
Yeah, he ain't resting in peace. Bro.
You don't think so? You don't think he repented?
Yeah, it don't matter.
He definitely wasn't. He definitely wasn't a. He was of the world, seemingly.
Hey, somebody wrote in the chat, "Call her by a muscle car." Dude, I had like 3 muscle cars in my life. Anyway, but yeah, Cheney. Cheney, I mean, just look at his daughter, Liz. I mean, you can tell they're just not right. Something's not right with them people, man.
Yep.
Who wants to go invade a country, on a pretense of, look what they did. See, that's what they went and they destroyed all these leaders and made it worse. Now you have these Muslims and all these immigrants run out through the whole world.
Yeah.
That's what happened with that Iraq war and stuff. And
disaster.
It's a big Huh?
Disaster.
Yeah, it's a big plan, man. It's a big plan, and I mean,
good point.
Look at people. Look, if you went back to the '70s and told people that Dearborn, Michigan, was going to be taken over by Muslims,
it's so crazy.
They wouldn't believe it, dude. There's no way.
Yeah.
Okay, and these people are insane. I mean, they are not right in the head, folks. You need to look up what they believe. Okay, and they want to hurt you, okay, is what they want to do. They can act like
I got to wrap things up, David.
No, I know.
I hate to cut you off, but I want to get to all of them.
Okay, no problem, man. Listen, bottom line is, if you think they're your friends, you're a fool, okay? How's that?
That's true. They are wolves, that's true, man. They are wolves in sheep's clothing, like anybody who's evil.
Yeah, they'll smile at you and then stab you.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right,
you, sir.
Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Good.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Joel or Joelle in Florida, a first-time caller. What's your name, sir?
My middle name is Joel. I don't want to give out my...
No worries. Yeah. Are you on a speakerphone or Bluetooth or something that you can switch? Because I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Much better, man. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing? I I really always want to call into the Jesse Lee show, man, but it's at 9 a.m. show, and I have a job that I work late. I get out super late out of work, so
I
never wake up at that time.
Cool.
But I always listen on repeat, and I have a lot of respect for you guys. You guys speak a lot of truth, man. You guys are gentlemen as well, so gotta mention that as well.
Nice.
But I do want to let a couple things on my chest, because there's a lot of things going on, almost like that lady was saying. I live here in Florida, specifically here in this city. I will say I live in Tampa. It is a very leftist city, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the state is a red state for sure. We have a lot of Hispanics over here that believe in Trump, believe it or not.
Yeah, I know that.
I work with a lot of immigrants, but these immigrants got legal papers. They did the process, you understand? And they always say the same thing. You have to come in legally, because it's like disrespecting any other country.
Yeah.
Do they like the fact that people are getting, sort of aggressive and getting them out? Yeah, they don't like it. But guess what? It is what it is. They do. Other countries are worse.
Right.
Here in the USA, we have freedom. We have laws. All that stuff going on with ICE, all that protest against ICE, that is a whole bunch of bull crap. I don't want to curse.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is. This is the only way you can get law and order established. Some people don't disrespect our government. These people burn our flag. I have heard people that I work with say that people that burn the flag and disrespect this country, the USA, are a whole bunch of hypocrites. Because in their own country, they don't get to do that.
Right.
I have a girl that lives, she's from Cuba, right? She has a sick mom. She already passed away, rest in peace. She went to Mexico to study in Mexico, got a degree. She can't come to the USA and use that degree.
Wow.
But guess what? She lives here now in the USA. She said, I'm going to just keep working in the USA. And we have to respect the USA no matter what, she says.
Nice.
Now, I mentioned that because in Mexico, they're just as racist. I have a El Salvadorian girlfriend, and guess what? They don't like El Salvadorians. They don't like Hondurans. They don't like Nicaraguans. They don't like nobody.
Uh-huh.
Why? Because they're like us. They want USA first. They want Mexico first.
Right.
And guess what? You already saw on the news. They just killed a freaking. Excuse me. They killed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the mayor in Mexico on Day of the Dead.
Exactly.
Who spoke against crime? He wanted to crack down on like cartels and stuff.
Exactly. I know I'm running out of time, and I just want to get to the point where I really wanted to speak on, because I am from Puerto Rico. I come from a surf town in Puerto Rico. I was born there. We are a surf community there in the West Coast.
Okay.
We see wooden boats come through almost every day in our country, breaking into our country almost every day. We see it. I got videos, I got pictures, because I surf. I surf, and I see them. I'm there 24/7. Well, that was a couple years ago, because I live here now in Florida.
And so you know that these boats, so you know that these wooden boats are not just fishing boats; they're drug boats. Are you alleging?
Okay. Sometimes I have walked down to go witness what boat was this, what kind of boat this was, you know? A lot of the ones I've seen have, been, broken wooden boats that just got there like probably an hour ago, and they all scattered. They leave clothes, they leave water bottles, food, etc. I have never seen anything narcotic. That's my experience.
Uh-huh.
But I am 100% sure, and I have heard stories from a lot of people, and I have seen from far away as well. We have seen drugs floating around boats. They break in with drugs.
Wow.
These people are drug traffickers as well.
Yeah.
And it's not just
I can believe it.
It's Dominicans as well. And people don't want to believe it. How hypocrite. I am from a surf town. I see this. I am surfing. I'm there early in the morning. We see these boats. Coast Guard chase them, and they just watch them, because what else are they going to do? They're just going to scramble around and try to make it. We had 20-foot waves like 3 weeks ago,
nice.
And we had 3 immigrants come by on the northwest coast. All 3 died because the waves were too big, and they came at nighttime, and they got washed up on top of the rocks.
Wow.
Listen, it's not worth coming over here to live a life, right? This is for the people that are left and don't agree with you guys. It is not worth living a life where you're not welcomed. Not in a bad way, but you're not welcomed because you are not in legally.
Right.
Why would I live a life like that? What am I wasting my time for? So when I make progress in 3 years, boom, bye-bye, you got to go, because guess what? You're not here legally. You lost progress and everything. You got to go repeat story mode now. Why would I like to? You have to make sacrifices in life, but you know what? It's like I say this, and me, myself.
And then I have to wrap it up. I'm closing down on time, sir. Go ahead.
I'm going to give this last point. You know how people say that Puerto Rico is a territory?
Yes, American territory.
Exactly. And I agree with it. It's completely fine. I love USA. We went to Korea, Vietnam, World War II. We went to everywhere, whatever. We fought in wars with the American people. But guess what? If one day my people decide that we want to be independent and we are no longer relations with USA, we become a country right back again. We're our own country.
Nice.
But guess what? I don't want that to happen. I want to remain with the USA because we love the USA and they support us, and it is what it is.
Right on, man.
I'll call in the Jesse Lee, man. I'll call in the Jesse Lee show as well.
All right. It's great hearing from you, Joel. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Take care. Before I'm not going to get back to the calls, and I'm not even going to get to all of your guys' super chats. I am remiss in my duty to get to you guys. John in Kentucky wanted to comment on the food stamps. Sorry, sir, I cannot get to you. Eric in Arizona wanted to comment on the angry 10-year-old and some video, a video or something like that. I'm sorry, I cannot get to you, the 10-year-old daughter. And the super chatters, Popcorn, Cesar, and Chris wanted to say, are you out of your ever flipping mind, Hake? And he says Fuentes is angry, hateful. Interesting. Gotta go, guys. Peace in the Middle East. Or at least in your hearts, American anger, baby. Up right now. Bye.